will be good. And yes, yes, thank you guys. Okay, there are a few people. I think we have David Zhang. David Zhang is from Shenzhen. Shenzhen, he's joining us also. He's a friend of mine. I just want to see what's happening in Singapore. All right, okay. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a good evening to all of you. Thank you, and a round of applause for all of you here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I believe that today is going to be like interesting. We are going to have some wonderful discussion with a very young entrepreneur, one of the young entrepreneur. I just met him, I think few 1 or 2 months ago, and then I just like love the energy. I love the spirit that he have. I love his vision. I love his a lot of things, like, so I think he should be sharing with our people, our community here, inshallah. And that's why I'm doing a recording, so that we can actually put in our recording library, so that more people can actually get learn something from our brother here. Okay, so let me just like yeah, I try to get brother Mostafa here. And yes, I'm gonna like just like add him, so that we can actually have a good session, inshallah. Okay, assalamualaikum, brother Mostafa. I want to just welcome. All right, that's he is
Waalaikumsalam.
here. All right, Allah Akbar. Thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much, brother. And how are you? How are you?
Alhamdulillah, thank you for
Alhamdulillah.
inviting me on your program.
Okay,
Very
it's a
happy to
pleasure.
be.
It's a pleasure for have you here, and we are, like we are lucky to have you here, because I know that you'll be like busy flying there, flying here, and Alhamdulillah, it's just nice that you are in Singapore, and it's just good for me to like catch you. And how's life, brother? How's life?
It's been good. Alhamdulillah, a lot of the traveling around Malaysia. First time I've been to Perlis.
We have a brother from Perlis here, Azmil.
I heard tadi. I spent
He,
about at least 5 or 6 days in Perlis. It was a big
okay,
opener for me.
right,
Um,
right, right.
but
And Abang Azmil, is this the time that you have this apa ni, plum mangga apa tu?
harum manis.
Harum manis. Perlis famous with the harum manis, and yeah,
That one on April.
April. So Abang
April.
Azmil, so we want to like order, from you, so that you can
And
prepare
then
April.
I can arrange.
Kita nak 30 boxes, 30 box, one box each, yo.
Don't worry.
Last time when Pharma they present me, that
Yeah.
harum manis, like, okay, thank you, Abang Azmil. Okay, interesting. And okay, so for the rest of you here, maybe I would love to like introduce, but I want brother, he'll be like sharing about himself later on, and then we're going to like have some interesting conversation, and you guys who are here, please, like, don't feel shy to ask any question at any moment that you feel, hey, I want to know this. Just put in the comments, so I can read up for you. And then later on, after 10 o'clock, you have a special breakout session with our brother here. So those who are in Facebook, I think today my Facebook won't be there, because I just recently lost my Facebook page. Somebody hacked, and 106,000 fans just gone like that. But it's okay. So now I'm using my profile. But anyway, Rizki is not from Facebook. Rizki is not from anything. Rizki is from Allah. So I just like, like, not worry, but just like feel, hey, okay, this also can happen. Okay. First, before I want to like introduce, or I want you to like introduce yourself a bit, I want to ask this question. Let's start with this question.
Yes, should.
Okay. When we were young when I say when going school time, like in primary school, the teacher always ask this question. Dia cakap, hey, when you grown up, what do you want to be? All right. So I want to ask you that question. When you were a kid, like when teachers or anybody asks you, so what was your answer? And yeah, I just want to know that. We start with that. Yeah.
Um, it's an easy question.
Okay.
Thanks for asking. If ni macam katakan macam spontaneous lah. Kita tak prepare ni question
Oh,
dengan
no,
answer ni. Jadi
no. For me, I want like spontaneous. Let it be fresh, so that
Yep.
It's more from your heart. Like if it's I don't like to like ask or prepare question. So that's why I love spontaneous, because
that's one of the
like,
things which I I connected with you. That's one of the things
Okay.
which I liked about you. You were very
Okay.
spontaneous, and
Right.
that energy tu penting lah. Kita
Okay.
impact one another dengan tu spontaneous.
Betul, betul, betul.
Tapi
Yes. So, when you want to grow, when you grow up, what do you want to be?
the truth is, uh, I didn't I didn't really know what I was going to do. I
Right.
think what I had in my mind was I'm going to be a bit like my father and a bit like my mother.
Okay.
Really, I look up to them. I did not know exactly what they were doing, but I knew that my mom very early on she was in real estate.
Okay.
I mean, I did not want to be. I mean, I had no idea exactly what kind of person I will be. Tapi
Okay.
I wanted to be. I look up to my mom and dad lah. My
Okay.
dad
All
did
right.
a lot of bit of small businesses, and my
Okay.
mom was in real estate. Jadi terbawa-bawa, terikut-ikut. Jadi apa yang baik pun I learn from them as well.
Okay.
That's a simple short version. I
Okay.
aspire to be like my mom and dad.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, maybe like Brother Moose, you can just like share a bit of your, like your background and what business are you in?
Right. So, I mean, I think before we start, I just wanted to set the
Okay.
premise of the conversation, right? Because kadang-kadang when we have this kind of sharing session,
Mhm.
we don't want people to misunderstand why
Right.
we're doing this, because when the spotlight is on you, people might have this idea, what is the intention? And we always go back to what we intend, why we want to do this. And the intention is actually to share,
Right.
to make everybody around me, especially you, because that's why I didn't hesitate, because I felt like you were very genuine, and I wanted to
Alhamdulillah.
platform, and I wanted to share. So itu niat dia bukan
Okay.
people might get the wrong idea kadang-kadang, we're talking about ourselves. So what I mean doing and what I'm doing right now is actually we are in property management. We
Okay.
do manage a huge portfolio of real estate
Mhm.
in Singapore, for a lot of overseas Singaporeans, Muslims, ada Indian Muslim, Malay Muslims who are working overseas, also a lot of investors who are in Singapore as well. So we manage quite a fair bit of their property. And my main passion is in buying and selling houses. So I believe,
Right.
and then I ubah suai rumah tu lah, kita kasih
Yeah.
to make it profitable.
Right.
It's very dynamic. It's not just, we don't just do one thing. We do
Right.
a variety of things. So that in a nutshell
Okay.
is what we do.
Right. Right.
Kita beli rumah, dan kita memperbaiki rumah
Betul-betul.
tu.
Jual balik.
Jual balik. Kadang-kadang tak payah jual lah. Kadang-kadang
Simpan
rumah yang
sendiri.
sentimental, yang tepi masjid, kita simpan. Lepas tu
Aha.
we do.
Eh,
I do have a lot of sentimental
Right.
things, so that
Right. Right.
kita taklah jual semua. Tapi
Right.
that is also a passion of mine that, and I'm happy that I'm doing something that I enjoy.
Yeah. I
So
can
think
see
that's
that. I can see that. When I first met you, I was like, I see that your passion in things that you do. And what really like macam surprised me, at there's no I never seen our community people at the young age of yours, like involved in this, like, so that was like something that was like, hey, wow, this is interesting, that's, and I know that the passion that you have, when the first time I think I met you, then you just like bring a few places to show. That's like that's how I see, hey, this guy is really passionate about the thing he do, lah. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Thank you, and that's a bit. So let's ask some icebreakers lah, so that we don't get too macam stagnant. I don't like those kind macam very stagnant. Kita nak very very interactive, right? Okay, straight question. What kind of person are you?
wow. Tak kasih warning dulu, tak ada text sebelum tu.
Tak ada direct ya.
I think when I was growing up, I would describe myself as someone who's a perfectionist. And then after I met my wife, she taught me that the perfect quality or a perfectionist quality is actually a quality only for Allah.
Allah subhanahu
She
wa
taught me
ta'ala.
that.
Yeah.
She taught me that that I should not strive to be perfect, because kalau we wait for things to be perfect, nothing in life is perfect. And while we
Right.
wait for our campaign to be perfect, wait for a project to be perfect, kita end up not doing it.
Right,
So I
right,
would
right.
describe myself as a little bit, before I met her, I was always wanting things to be done perfectly, everything in order sebelum I embark on something. But people change,
Right.
and so right now I would say I'm quite spontaneous. So
Okay.
that's why when I saw a similar trait in you, I got a bit excited as
Well,
well.
connected,
Similarly, because spontaneous tu kadang-kadang kita rasa bukannya kita buat benda tanpa berfikir, tapi we act on some of the things which
Right.
we feel in the moment.
Right.
But then again, that's one of the things which I thought of discussing as well. Sometimes we might be motivated to have some ideas, but the motivation is only at the start. I think I did discuss this with you previously, but that's only 10%, right? So
Yep.
90% of it is also discipline that we go through. So I'm very blessed to have people around me
Right.
to make me who I am today. Far from perfect, lah.
Okay, okay. All right, interesting. And okay, let's move. What's like when you actually like motivated to start this on your own? Or like when was that? When was that time, that moment that hey, I need to like do something? So when actually you have that feeling and you get started.
To be honest, I think we always like to claim credit for the things that we have right now, or as human beings kita selalu nak cakap, oh, I did this and I knew what's going to happen, I planned this 10 years ago, then this led to this. But the truth is when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. That's the truth. We just moved from one point to another point. There was a lot of it which had disappointments and all this, and did not turn out what we wanted to happen. And so I never really knew a point. I just kind of like just fell into this, and that is also something which I have believed up to today, that we're only just a vessel in this, a vessel for the transfer of money, transfer of success from one person to another, transfer of wealth in that sense. Kita cuma vessel lah. Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing in my 20s, but I was involved in real estate. I was involved in property management formally lah. And because of the nature of my mom's work, berbual macam ni, I'm very old gitu. I mean, about 15, 20 years ago, I was introduced to a lot of people in the real estate scene. Jadi all those people that I met, I kind of fell into this industry.
Okay. Interesting. And like in your line, when I see you travel a lot, like, and how do you manage your work-life balance? Like how you do that?
I mean, it's easy for us to say that we want to prioritize family and all that, but I think in the moment, that's still a challenge that I'm facing. Our work and our life commitments happen at the same time. It's not easy, but I kind of like work and live at the same time with my children. So my children do see me on the phone quite a fair bit, and they've just accepted that that's part of their growing up as well. So I do apportion a lot of time. Actually, my kids, all three of them play tennis.
Right.
And there's a big family experience actually. Ini macam satu family journey.
Okay.
And, we try to travel when we can, and
Right.
some travel punya holiday jugalah. Tennis holiday pula.
Right. Yeah, that's another way to look at it. Sometimes we busy, but we like engage with their like something that they love to do.
Exactly.
So we part of it, and then it's become a bonding. Like, and yeah, interesting. Okay, okay, and okay, this is the questions that we are going to like go deeper and asking. And those people out there, like semua yang ada dekat sini, if you have, please, don't worry. Just like ask some questions that you feel that you want answers, and you want to like get engaged with our brother here. Okay, now, what do you enjoy most about entrepreneurship? What do you enjoy as an entrepreneur? What do you enjoy the most?
Okay, I'll be very frank with you. I don't really consider myself to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I consider myself to be in sales. I
Okay.
consider myself to be a salesperson,
Okay.
salesman in that sense. So I it's really the thrill of
Okay.
the process,
Mhm.
the thrill of you know when you buy something and then
Mhm.
you get to put your thoughts into action.
Mhm.
The thrill more than anything. I don't
Okay.
feel at this stage. Of course, it's good that the profits also align. You can't do it for free, right?
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah.
So,
So the thrill, right? So like you love the thrills, keep you like moving, and like you find that passion. Like when you have that thrill, you suddenly got a passion. Like especially when some challenges, you get more excited. Like yeah, that's an entrepreneur's mindset, or like that
yes.
I believe lah. Okay, and um just now you mentioned, right, you
Yes.
you you are in business of property,
Yep.
okay, and but you are more like like you join as a licensed property agents
Yeah.
and all those stuff, right? And then um when you get the business idea of, hey, why don't I buy and I do this and sell, when you get that idea?
Uh,
Because there's a lot of property agent around, like doing it.
exactly.
But how come you, like while you're doing, suddenly you just like, hey, fine, this is something, and then you work on it and you become very successful on it. When, like when, how do you come with the idea?
I think there were many points
Mhm.
when I was. So just give me a moment.
Yeah, sure, sure, Okay, yang lain please please kalau you guys have any questions, you can actually like just like do add audio via Wi-Fi mobile. Try to leave and somebody I cannot get the sound. Okay, okay. All right, yeah, we just like having a short break sekejap sebab Mustafa is like just like touching up something there. All right, the rest of you so far, I think you okay, he's
Wow.
back.
Sorry, sorry. There was someone at my gate. I had
Go on,
to
yes.
just see who it was. So I got your question.
Mhm,
I think it's a very good question. I think at some point there were different points in my life when I did see some agents who are my mom's age in the
mhm,
90s.
mhm.
Money came fast. Money came fast and furious.
Right.
um, and everybody will have a chance. Everybody will
Right.
have a chance to close a lot of deals. Everybody will have a chance to have lots of money go through them. But the retention of wealth is something which always is in my mind. How do I
Mhm,
make it sustainable?
mhm,
How do I, if I'm not well, if I'm sick, or if something happens to me, that's where the idea of a system of business comes to mind.
mhm, mhm.
When somebody puts their face in front of a business, and their face, their image is being associated with the business. If something happens to them, or
Oh,
if people are, you're vulnerable in that
right.
sense.
I agree.
Anytime, yesterday you might be famous, you might be
Yeah.
popular.
Mm.
Esok hari,
Habis.
mungkin ada people have prejudice, right? They
Right.
have all sorts of things in their mind. They might not like you. They might like your
Yeah.
business, but they might not
Right.
like you.
Yeah.
The business concept can disappear.
All
So
right.
I guess I spend a great deal of time thinking
Mhm,
about making my business rather invisible,
mhm,
or me
mhm, mm,
invisible, that I am
mhm,
not fronting it.
mhm.
So nak kata in a very straightforward, straight talking way, whether you like me or whether you don't like me, the business still runs.
This
So
one.
yeah.
Okay, that's where you actually like macam, yeah, some we put our face that people know, hey, this is, like, and on your ideas, like, I wanted to grow a system of business, not the business itself, that not depending on me. And I have a friend of mine also, if you know the brand called in Malaysia, Al Ehsan. Have you heard about Al Ehsan, the sports shop?
Yes, we've
Okay.
visited a lot of it
All right.
in
So
Malaysia.
he's my friend, the owner, and and people don't know him. People don't know him, like, because he never appeared, like in a lot of places. He just like keep himself very down kind of like guy, but he have a big kind of like a brand. So I think I agree, like, so whether people like you or don't like you, I don't care. My business is quite great. That is something that I really also like in some part of my business. Yeah, I have those kind of like thing, and some part I can't. For example, in this industry of like training, I put my face in front, and like it's sometimes it's like it's just like I feel tak ada orang lain ke yang boleh buat aku punya, like like that kind of like things. But so I agree. All right, okay. So what when you talk about that, right? There's something that I want to ask you that you can actually like share with us. Working on your business and working in your business, what is the difference?
Well, I think if you look at from a third person's perspective, like if somebody is working in his business, he's putting in. I mean, you don't misunderstand. It's not about effort. When a person who's not in their business doesn't put enough effort. But when you're so deep inside the business operation and you don't delegate, you feel like, no, I'm going to do this all by myself. I feel that your peripheral vision is a little bit impaired. You cannot see the blind spot. You can't work on your business for it to scale, for it to grow. So the language plays a part also. My wife is also another person who always tells me in my ear, telling me, look, are you working in your business or are you working on your business? It sounds the same, but it's not the same.
Right.
So I think this, I've met so many people in my line of work when we do commercial properties and shop houses and all that. We meet a lot of on the ground business owners. And from the outside, when from someone who's aspiring to be an entrepreneur, it looks like, it looks good. It looks like he's going to be his own boss.
Right.
He doesn't have any boss.
Right.
And he doesn't work for anybody else. But that's not what I see. That's not what's on the ground. Business owners sometimes they're still they're still working for their clients, right? They're still working for their customers. And even if they're very successful, at some level they're also working for the landlord. So
I know
the mindset needs to change.
I know that pain because last time I rent a place in Tanjong Pagar and I work like hell just to pay the rental, and I couldn't last after like 6 months. I say, hey, cannot lah, because that guy just like increase some more. And then it's like, oh my God, now I really can feel, like what you mean.
You
Looking for
can't blame them. They are opportunists. But in today's climate, we see that as well. We see. I mean, they put in the capital to buy. You cannot fault them.
Right.
Them. This is their business model.
Yeah.
But I think, especially as business owners currently, they look towards, putting their capital. Because I've met a lot of F&B guys also, who I respect, I admire. They're very passionate as well. But it seems that they don't prioritize setting their capital aside to own the building, to own the premise, the F&B premise. It's like a conversation which bukan orang tundakan lah, tapi nampak macam dia tunda-tundakan. I mean, next year, now I need capital to inject into a bigger menu, inject into a new outlet. But it's perpetuating that same trend that they feel it's not so important to own the place. I of course I'm from real estate, so I am a bit biased when I feel that you're in control, you're in charge.
Right.
Then you're in charge. Obviously, in Singapore, nobody really owns everything. Government owns everything, but you do have control of a lot of things when you look towards that.
So can I take this? Like when a lot of new people, like the new entrepreneurs, the first time entrepreneurs, they come in, and do you think that is a mistake that they tend to do? Like they just like going into the business and then they stay there for the rest of their life, and then they find out why things are not like working.
I think because we are on the ground and we meet all those folks, we know behind the scenes it's a struggle. It's like I have a lot of friends who are entrepreneurs, and they have a lot of people on their payroll. They pay themselves $500, $1,000. They would rather pay someone $4,000 to $5,000, but they are paying themselves. Just not everyone is profiting from they it's almost like a service sometimes, a lot
right.
so I mean, I cannot take that passion away, but I feel that they, they're unconscious of it. I mean, they're not consciously trying to, roll up their sleeves and all this, but I think they're not very conscious of the fact that you might be still, you're still working.
Right.
You might be your own boss, but I feel that the struggle is real, and if a business owner can work towards, ensuring that having a property portfolio is part of his business plan, then he's able to scale. He's able to reach a new level. This
Right.
is
I totally agree. And sometime, like it's a bit macam a challenge to bring this into, like an entrepreneur's punya mind, and to make this as part of your business plan. Like maybe in a few years you're actually going to like own it, like, and things like that. Yeah. All right. Interesting. I think something very good food, like for our thoughts. I think this is something that we need to like think, and those who are hearing, especially all of us here, I believe most of 90% of you are entrepreneurs, are doing some of your business. I think this is something that I want you to like put that into your mind, like like in your business plan, put that owning your premises is one part of your business plan, like especially those F&B, and that will be interesting, like what McDonald's does. So they make it, like they are in property business, but they put. And even Al Ihsan the same. Al Ihsan is not about that he owns the property. He have another big company which actually owns the property, and Al Ihsan is actually renting from that company. That's how his model is. And like that's interesting. Okay.
AbangAbu, just a continuation of that. What I feel that's happening is that a lot of those folks, typically who are doing it, and they are in the property business, like your Al Ihsan owner. The thing is, they will not share. It's a bit hard for them to share the model of owning multiple properties, because people want to be out of the limelight. They want to have that spotlight on them. But it's very common even in a small business operation. I just went and visited a particular person. He's a proprietor. He owns. Dia orang Cina lah.
Okay.
Maybe about 40 years ago, dia dah beli bangunan tu. So he runs a hardware store. So his business operation is a hardware store. And next to it is a car wash. Next to it is a renovation showroom. So his business model, macam, it's like he has got multiple avenues of income. So his neighbors are also working for him.
Right.
Yeah. And from 40 years ago until now, he's also sitting on untapped value. That building could easily be about $35-40 million. So dia work tu kira macam kerja main-main lah. Dia kerja hardware store tu, orang kalau tak ada pun tak ada hal.
Right. Because the income is not from that. The income is like coming from his other source, like property.
Like he was doing his business just to pass time. It looked
right.
It's for fun.
Wow, that's something I think we really need to like seriously sit down and like bring this concept to the community, especially our entrepreneurs, like to think more like a business person, like business owners. I just love this because like I have a very good chance to get to know Robert Kiyosaki, like the guy who wrote The Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he always like talk about this, like it's about, like he'll share about he's buying his new thing, not my money, people are paying for me. I buy these toys, it's not me, people are paying for me. So at the beginning I was like, this guy crazy, like people pay for him, what? But then I understand that what he means is that people are working hard, paying for whatever, because he owns those properties and all those stuff.
I think another thing, I'm preempting a possible question that someone might have in mind, but they're not going to say. They might be raising this issue of capital. Am I saying
Yeah,
agree?
yeah.
I'm just starting.
It's actually in my
It's inside,
yeah,
inside
it's
your mind. Okay.
like because your property is not like macam you beli kacang or you beli
Betul?
something you jual, like, and then you make money, you say like you can double. Oh, berapa aku ada RM5 aku pergi beli tisu aku jual then just RM10 then
Betul.
that is like, but property I cannot buy a property with like, so
I
capital,
agree.
like capital. So that is something that I really want to know, like how, like you manage, like to overcome that capital, because buying and selling property is a very cash business. You need to have capital. So yeah, can you
So
share with us?
the simplest, most organic answer to that
Mhm.
is this concept of kongsi. Maybe to I boleh cakap ni lah, my wife ni orang Cina kan, jadi I
Okay.
boleh cakap lah, bukan apa, tapi we have to approach this ethnic question. It's part of our progress, it's part of our enlightenment. Kalau kita tak berbual pasal ni, ada susah kita nak maju lah kan, pasal, but the ethnic things that we can learn from orang Cina, diorang punya concept of kongsi tu is very strong. It will come together. If you tak ada capital, you cannot wait until you have the capital. Like I said, we don't wait until for it to be perfect.
Right.
Business to get $2 million and lose capital for you to buy a house might not come, or it might take 30 years by the time you are 60 or 70. So we have to have this openness where we come together with like-minded individuals, because bukan semua orang lah you boleh kongsi kan, tapi
Betul.
at the start when there are people, you have to leverage on each other's resources, energy first. There will be people who will hold you back. There will be people who say, no, don't buy, just rent. You cannot change their minds. You can't. We're not here to convince everybody, but I'm privileged because I have met many people who are willing to embark on things with me. At the start, you have to share. Kasi kita tak ada semangat, kita mestilah rasa these are genuine fears. These are not something which is not real. These are real. The fear is there. When someone buys a $4 million property, which it's not for his own use, bukan untuk residential use, untuk dia punya business, mesti dia, and some people don't feel anything at 4 million, but if you go up 40 million, you start to tremble a little bit. But the opportunity is opportunity. If that 40 million is undervalued and you can't do it together, the next step is to activate the people who you are connected with. Activate who wants to come together. There's this $6 million project. The big fish are not looking at it lah, because it's a small fish kan. The big fish are after bigger parcels. But if there's something which is of potential, $6-7 million or even less than that, the first thing I do is I call out all my friends. I call out all my friends.
Mostafa, am I in the circle of your friends?
Of course you are. That's why I called you that day, because
Right.
one prominent property, it's a nice building, betul-betul dekat masjid. So takkan kita nak telefon orang masjid saja kan? Kita kenalah telefon orang-orang in
Right. Okay. So it's about getting together, like sell the idea, like, and then like, and then you come together to make that grab that opportunity, right? Yeah.
Because when you do it, in initial stage, I had a lot of. You have to have a track record, obviously.
Right.
You know what you're doing, but sometimes you don't really know what's going to happen. You may have a plan, but it may not go according to plan. But when you have 2 or 3 other partners coming in, that's how you approach the capital issue. It's not a deterrent. So, so that the mindset that kita kena berkongsi sometimes to uplift us and to go up to the next level. This is something which is not easily taught lah. You can't really teach this. You cannot really share this. It's something where organically needs to happen. Surround yourself or surround each other with folks who will enable that lah, who will kasih semangat lah. Nak kata senang, kasih semangat. Kadang-kadang
it's
not easy to find that.
Correct. So on that note, Okay, how did you win over your first investor? How you do it? Win over them, like, hey, I have something, and then how like, it's because it's not easy asking money from people, man. Like, people just don't give you like because they see, hey, Mustafa ni handsome, like kita bagi duit. No, people won't come like that. They will, So how actually like you manage to win over them, so that I say, hey, I want to partner you, I want to like be with you, lah.
I think it's the track record. So
Okay.
I mean, the first one that we did is accidental. Like I said, we didn't plan all of this. We are just vessels of Allah's great plan. So the first things that we did, we kind of did it accidentally.
Okay.
We had a project in an old apartment which we did, and then we couldn't rent it for what we wanted to rent it. So
Okay.
kita punya mortgage dengan kita punya rent tu macam sama lah, sama rata. Jadi macam, it's not profitable, and we got no choice. So I had to make it work. So I start to change the layout of this property and made it more profitable. It's like really just identifying a problem that you have and finding the solution. And I didn't sleep until I found a solution. And once I found that solution, it became profitable. So the first one, I mean, just really, the number is still in my head. The mortgage was 2006, and then our first, the total rent that we got was about $6,800 to $7,000. That was the first profitable
venture.
So and you're not working, kita tak payah do anything kan. Bulan-bulan you dah got one system set up. So I don't like to say this, but the tenants then work for me lah. I mean, I don't want to.
That's your business.
Because it might sound conceited, it might sound stupid lah, but essentially that's what's happening. So once you get your system right, you just have to ensure that the flow of funds are like that. Very consistently, and then it can be duplicated. So that's so to win over your family and friends in that sense, you'll have to have track record.
Track record, that's okay.
But again, I need to stress also. I mean, since you asked this, the first few people who believed in my model, or at least who allowed me to scale and gave me their properties to manage and all this, it wasn't really family and friends. So I have to identify, I have to highlight that, like, since we're having an honest discussion. And I always tell that to a lot of people as well, that if you only, when you have a product, when you have something, and the first person that you go to is your family and it's very natural to go to your family and friends for support. But a rejection from family and friends is like 100 times more than a rejection from an outsider, is it?
Right.
So I was conscious of this. So the first, maybe I would say the first 50 people, I was consciously targeting someone outside of my community. Just nothing, rejection is part of the game, right? Rejection, move on. So, when that happens, you get different communities supporting you and all that, then it kind of like spiraled into something. And then later on, your family and friends will support you also. Support. But at the beginning, I think we cannot just look at our community and feel this is the market. The market is huge. We're in Singapore. We are part of this Asian region. The market is huge. We need to look beyond just Muslims supporting Muslims. If you have a product that is superior to your competitors, or if you have a business idea that is superior, the non-Muslims or the non-Malays or whoever will still support you. You see? So we have to open up our idea of what's our market. Our market is actually bigger than just. Of course, we help each other. We do prioritize our people, our community, but we just have to look at the market as a bigger place. This is something I believe in 100%. And that's why I'm saying it without hesitation. I believe that in that.
Yep. It's really like, it makes sense, family, they always have their rejection is different, and we will feel a bit like if somebody else, hey, tak apa, I go to the next one. But when family is like always like, okay, all right. On that note also, in your line of business, that it's very important to make some decision, and all your decision will be like involve like cash, like profits and all those stuff, right? Okay, so do you have any, or in another word, who do you, beside your mother and your father, that actually like maybe have some like the knowledge on whatever you're doing? Do you have or who do you look for guidance or mentorship?
Well, my mom's close friend is a very close friend of mine also. So yeah, well, you know, I cakap nama dia.
Tak, I just like tanya je, like if you want to cakap tak apa, like because as a business person, and I want to know, like when, because in business we need to make a lot of decisions, like, and sometimes when you don't know what kind of decision that you want to do, you need someone that you will, do you have those kind of like people?
I do.
Mhm.
She's my mom's friend.
Okay.
A very close friend of my mom's.
Mhm.
She kind of like watched me grow up. Dia tak ada anak lah, jadi I
Okay.
macam anak angkat dia juga.
Okay.
Tapi she taught me everything I needed to know.
Mhm.
She is a property investor.
Mhm.
She got en bloc. She's very astute in speculating the en bloc market. Dia dapat
Mhm.
4 kali ke 5 kali.
Mhm.
Um, uh, her name is Bowie. I think orang Cina, tapi
Okay.
dia pun, you know, she's very close to us, and she taught me a lot of things. A lot of things she shared openly, and it's not easy to replicate. I accept that mungkin for people with different experiences, different path, susah lah nak dapat orang yang akan
Betul.
share 100% dengan you, and then
Yep.
apa pun dia tunjuk, and dia, that openness is not everybody can find, because I do feel that while I have met a lot of good people, mentors and all this, I do feel that a lot of people also live in a scarcity world.
Right.
They feel that if I know something, if I have something, and if I share with you, I'm going to have less. They don't feel that, Allah's blessing is
Right.
so much things Allah has.
Yeah, they call it this scarcity mentality.
Exactly.
Like they don't have that abundance mentality, which
Exactly.
like, okay.
Like they feel that to get ahead, I need somebody. I need to get ahead of someone, and you don't have to. You know, you for you to get more, somebody doesn't have to lose. You know, somebody doesn't have to lose their share. For you to win, you just got to lose. You know,
Right.
that is an abundance mentality would be like, if I'm better off, I'm in a better position, you will also be in a better position. You know, macam what's wrong with us growing? Cakap senang lah, tapi nak buat tu mentality kena tukar sikit.
Right.
I always remind myself that if I surround myself with people who have more, eventually we will work towards that.
Okay.
It's not easy to remove this,
Right.
envy. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
part of the challenge also.
Okay. All right, interesting. Wow, there's so much, like even it's the conversation is like very simple kind of like conversation, but we are actually like learning so much. I myself learning so much, like through this conversation. I'm very happy to have you, like, and okay, and in business, sometimes we need to do some kind of like hard choice, like like a choice, sometimes sacrifice, like our family time, sacrifice that and this, like, so what are some hard choice you had made to get where are you right now? What are the hard choice?
It's a lot of hard choices, difficult choices. But I have to be honest with you also. I can't really claim credit for it. A lot of the choices also were, a lot of the things which happened and which materialized for me, it was like an easy choice at that time. And I believe, I just watched a documentary with my close friend. I just went to, he baru balik Umrah, and I visited him at his house, and he opened up this, he shared something with me, and I have to, since we are talking about this, I have to say that I think we cannot underestimate the power of charity. I'm not trying to promote it, or I'm not trying to say that it's something that is personal. But what I notice, and I think it's very consistent, is that there's some magic, some secret code inside there, and it's very universal, whether you're a Muslim or not Muslim, or whether you're a good or bad person.
Okay.
There's some power in charity. So whenever you give a little bit more of what you have, I feel that Allah makes my choices easier. Allah just opens up new things that were not there. You just don't know how it happens. But I cannot underestimate. I mean, we cannot understate this powerful force, which is charity. So
Right,
in
right.
every capacity, even as especially for business owners, because if you, what's the alternative to a business owner? Someone dapat gaji kan satu bulan 8,000 ke 9,000, itu je lah kirakan dia punya is in his contract. But a business owner feels that his life is fluctuating up and down. A lot of this is you leave it in Allah's hands. But so me and my friend were discussing about this, and I want to share this. Instead of because we've been doing this subconsciously, instead of saying that if I were to get, let's say I get 200,000 or 100,000 in commissions or in profits from a sale, then I want to give 10% for charitable causes. I think a very good thing to share with our viewers here, and you can share with a lot of your future leads and all this, is just that I think making a pledge before the money comes, meaning to say that not to give 10% or 5% or 2% of whatever you have, but making that pledge in advance. Say that, okay, timely, sekarang end of the year. So next year, I want to give, let's say, 200,000 towards charitable causes, towards Allah's cause, or towards the masjid's program or whatever it is. So I want to make this 200,000 commitment. And the number must make you uncomfortable. Macam you rasa macam tak boleh unrealistic lah. Kalau you tak pernah pegang 3 juta, you cakap I want to
dan otak akan cakap kau janganlah, kau mana.
Exactly. So as long as the number makes you uncomfortable, but you have felt it before. So let's say you have touched 30,000, or some people here, their business is slightly bigger, they have touched 300,000, for example. So to make this pledge, I'm going to pledge 300,000. I don't know how it's going to happen. You make this pledge in advance. I feel that this higher force, higher power opens up the opportunity to make it happen for you. Like what we say, we are just vessels, right? In this movement of money, we're just vessels. Allah's using us for His greater cause. So although I'm not from I mentioned to you before, I'm not from a very religious background or Islamic education background, tapi I percaya in this phenomenon. That if you pledge something,
wow,
Allah is going to make it happen for you.
Right. This is a powerful message. I think all this, like this conversation, I think this is something very powerful. And pledging, before even you get it, it's really I'm going to pledge 100K or 200K, like for this 2023 for this cause, for the jalan fisabilillah punya jalan, just and I think that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think all of us here, hello, semua yang ada kat sini. So why not? All of us start to pledge. For next year, all of us we're going to pledge something. For the good cause of humanity, because some of you are, we have non-Muslim friends here. So yeah, it's wonderful. Hey, thank you for that sharing. Yeah. Okay, so we are nearly going to reach 10 o'clock, and if you guys have any question, you can keep. Later we have a special breakout room together with Brother Most, that you can actually have more private conversations, because for you guys in Facebook, we're going to stop here in 2 minutes time, so that after this we are going into the Zoom only, so you are exclusive. So if you have people out there still watching, hello, click and join us in the Zoom, so that you can actually get up personal and close with Mostaza, and also we have our coaching segment in the breakout room. So those who have any coaching question on business, you can actually into another breakout room later on. All right. Okay, now we have 1 or 2 minutes, and I want some solid question from some of you here. If you have, please type it, or if you want to ask direct also, you can actually just open your mic and ask questions. All right. I want to take 1 or 2 questions here. Any one of you want to ask something? If not, I'm going to ask.
I'm going to ask Mos. Is it okay?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Carry on.
Mos,
Thanks.
I mean, I understand the concept of house or the home of multiple occupation. That was my idea about 10, 12 years ago. But I was facing legality issue, and then I wanted to start it, and then but it couldn't. I did very successful in another country in England. So how do you face legality issue? When all these things are happening, what you're trying to do, I know Allah will lay out the plans, but when you first started, how do you face that legality issue?
Can I get, thanks for the question. Can I just get the understanding, what do you mean when you say legality issue? Are you talking about the government policies to restrict multiple property ownership? Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
Right. Well, I think it's about planning as well. At the start, when I first got into this, a lot of it was some of the properties had ABSD component to it. If you feel there's a certain value to it, we paid the ABSD. But of course, I totally agree with you. It's a deterrence because nobody wants to pay 12 to 16%. We do a lot of commercial properties as well. A lot of the shop houses that we approach would be, there's no ABSD to it. There's no ABSD component to it. So it's not really of a legality issue. It's really about how you monetize. The problem really is the rising interest rates. So when interest rates are high, you're buying it at a premium. So you didn't buy it at 400,000, you bought it at a premium. So the problem that you have in front of you or in front of me would be, how do I beat the mortgage? Because if I can't beat the mortgage, I can't turn a profit. And if I can't turn a profit, my business is not sustainable. So most of my challenge was not on the legality issues. We tried to solve it sometimes with sharing the properties with family members. I do have lots of unmarried cousins who supported me at the start. A lot of my unmarried cousins have become the owners of the properties that we managed. The first round of it was a lot of my unmarried cousins. But like I said, a lot of it has got to do with your track record. So I did a few times which was profitable. And you don't have to oversell it. They can see the spreadsheet. They can see that the rental market in Singapore is, nak cakap recession proof. I think the proof of the pudding is in the eating. We have gone through COVID. We've gone through a lot of challenges in the economy, but the rental market has always been foolproof in Singapore. I think I wanted to answer somebody's question in that it's just I manage the properties in Singapore exclusively. I don't have any overseas projects.
Right, there's one question, yes, and then we have, Assalamualaikum brother, are you willing to share en bloc knowledge with our Muslim real estate agents here in TE? Yeah, that one you can contact direct.
That's a good topic. I think
Yeah.
we have got a lot of success in it as well. Tapi a lot of it, for us to claim credit that we know what's going on, nobody can really. I mean, I have one right now which is pending at Loyang Valley, but it may not happen. There's so many obstacles to it. No one can really predict the outcome. There's so many things that's not in one's control. And if you know that, you buy 10, right? If you know that it's definitely going to happen, you go turbo and you buy 10, 20 units. But that's part of our strategy that we don't know. We accept that we don't know. We spread the risk to different old apartments, and you get it. And how we manage our risk is that we try to ensure that if the mortgage is at 2,000, we try to ensure that we are trying to take profits in about $5,000, at least more than double. And it's no secret. There's no special. I mean, people who advertise it as a secret on social media, there's lots of it. They gotta pay $9,000, $8,000 to learn how to do the secret. It's actually not a secret. It's a very simple concept. And the concept is that you remodel the property to make the spaces profitable. You redo the layout. So that it's a simple concept. They can call it co-living. They can call it by so many different names. But I think You've seen it. The concept is very simple. It's we monetize
Okay.
the property. That's all.
All right. Okay. Interesting. And I think, okay, inshallah, great guy. Yes, I do pledge 2.5. Abang Zakaria the pledge. Oh, Abang Zakaria the pledge 2.5. But now is set a new uncomfortable figure. Bang Zakaria. No more 2.5, bang. Lebih lagi, inshallah. Right. Okay. All right. So, wonderful. It was like a great sharing for those of you in Facebook. Okay. This is until here, you guys. We are going to like close for Facebook, and we are going to like have a short break, and then I want to bring my friend from Syria for a wonderful kasida now, and then after that kasida we are going to like go back into the breakout room. All right, so I would love to like have my brother from my lovely brother. Let me bring him to that. Yes, there he is. Assalamualaikum, brother Anas.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. AbangAbu, how are you, everyone?
I'm so excited to see you after.
Alhamdulillah, me too. A long time, huh?
Yeah, it's been
Anas, we miss you. Oh my God.
Allah, wallahi, me too. Miss
And
you so much. MashaAllah.
I miss your
Mazali.
makluba. You know the makluba?
Maqluba, yeah.
Okay.
It's Assyrian style, yes.
Right. Okay,
This is
brother.
the Salahuddin Ayyubi favorite food.
Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar.
Inshallah, one day we have it together.
Okay,
inshallah.
brother. And yeah, we would love to, like have you.
Allah,
I'm
thank you
in
so
the
much, AbangAbu.
I'm in the
May Allah
lounge right
bless
now
you.
in Mumbai airport. I'm gonna turn off the headphones. I'm gonna put the speaker so everybody can hear your beautiful voice.
Allahu
All right,
Akbar.
so it's gonna be loud.
All right.
Ready?
Okay. So yeah, let's put our
Allah.
hand together, like to welcome our brother Anas, and then we're going to like go into breakout room just after the kasida. All right. Okay.
Inshallah.
All yours, brother.
Amen. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. يا حجرة ضمت جمال محمد حويتي كريما سيدا كاملا بدرا يا حجرة ضمت محمد حويت كريما سيدا كاملا بدرا مضى العمر مني يا محمد وانقضى ولم تسمح لي الأيام أن أنظر الروض مقامك محمود وأنت محمد ورب السماء أعطاك حوضا وكوثرا رقت عيناي شوقا ولطيبة ذرفت عشقا فأتيت إلى حبيبي فاهدأ يا قلب ورفقا صلي على محمد السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله يا طيبة جئتك صبا لرسول الله محبا بالروضة سكنت روحي وجوار الهادي محمد. يا طيبة جئتك صبا لرسول الله محبا. بالروضة سكنت روحي وجوار الهادي محمد. السلام عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله. السلام عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله. يا طيبة إليك نشتاق أضمانا. يا طيب الفراق والدمع من عيني حراق. تشتهي رؤية العدنان. رؤية العدنان. يا طيبة يا طيبة يا داوى العيان. اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا. والهوى نادانا. والهوى نادانا.
Allahu Akbar, Masya Allah. Oh, my brother.
ما شاء الله أبو. والله I
Oh,
miss you so much.
I miss you. I miss your voice, man. You know, like, Alhamdulillah, it's just like,
Allah accept our praying, our
Ameen,
salawat,
Ameen,
and
Ameen,
your session inshallah bring more
Ameen,
barakah, more
Ameen,
rizqi,
Ameen. Thank
success
you.
inshallah, and all
Ameen.
your participants inshallah ya Rabb.
Ameen. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that wonderful. So,
Thank you
shall
so
we all
much.
say thank you to our Anas brother?
Alhamdulillah,
Just
thank you
like,
so much.
just do you remember this clap? Yeah.
Yes, I remember so much.
All right. Thank you, brother Anas, for that
Thank you so
wonderful
much.
qasida. Inshallah. Thank you. I'll hope to like see you again next week.
Inshallah, very soon. No problem, Abu.
Okay, brother.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
All
assalam
right.
wa
Okay,
rahmatullah.
that's our brother, you know, like from Kuala Lumpur actually. Like he's from Syria and he's like living in Kuala Lumpur. Inshallah, I'll be making him as a regular of our qasida in our my business journey weekly. So if you like want to like listen to good qasida, please join us every week, inshallah. Okay, so we have a special moment now. Okay, I'm gonna like open these two rooms, right? One up close and personal with our speaker, brother Mostafa today, and we have another room which is like a coaching session with coach Dan and Amran. All right, coaching session means you can ask any doubts in business and all those stuff. They're going to like answer that question. And another one from our brother Mustafa. So I'm going to like open this. But before that, let me tell you something. How many of you learned something just like just now? How many of you learned something? Come on, just like put some hands or put some comments. Do you learn something from today's session? I learned so much. I learned so much. So how many of you learned something? Come on, come on. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, Sari knows you come late. It's okay, it's okay. Me, Master Sanizal. Anybody else? Hello, only Master Sanizal and me only learn something. You've never learned anything. Come on, just like say something. Please type there, you know, like yes, yeah, we learned a lot. Thank you. All right, okay, and okay, just like before, I want to like open up that breakout room. There's a one thing that I want to like share. Okay, this 24, which is a Saturday. All right, this 24 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, we are having a program called workshop. business workshop on marketing and finance. It's going to be like very interactive, small 6 to 10 maximum people that are going to like gather, and I'm going to like do very interactive or in session for you to like set your business ideas, goals, like strategy on marketing and finance on Saturday 24 with $99 only. So if you guys interested, you can actually like contact me. I'm gonna just share the thing for a while just before we go for the breakout room. Okay, this is the program. So it's going to be like on 2024. We have digital marketing for business strategy and also the business finance strategy is $99, and you will get an email after this program. If you are interested, you can actually just like join. All right. Okay, so that's for that information. And now let me just like open the breakout room. Okay, there's 2 breakout rooms if you can actually like see. All right, and you guys can just select those room, like that you want to join. And we have 2 room up close and personal is with our speaker, brother Mostafa. Like we are going to have a 15-20 minutes kind of like session inside there, and then we're going to come back here, and then we're going to like close the session. So you can just like choose and move forward inshallah. All right, there's 2 rooms. Okay, I'm going to like assign if you can't choose, you just let me know. I can assign you guys to that room that you want to go. Okay, can choose. Okay, can you choose? Can you see something there? Or do
No, AbangAbu.
oh no, is it okay? Then I just assign people into those rooms. Is that okay? Okay, today we have a number of people. Okay, yang would love. How many of you want to like have a session with our coaches?
Saya Bang Bu.
Siapa Abang Ruj Abang nak pergi coaches so I put it in the coaching session together with Abang Dan and also like brother Amran Okay, anybody else? Hairul, you want to like go into up close and personal? Okay, Kitia. Abang Azmil, you want to like go mana? Coaching? Okay, I'm just sign. Okay, speaker dying. Master Sanizal nak pergi mana? Cuba bersuara sikit semua ni. Abang Dain nak pergi mana Abang Dain? Master Sanizal nak pergi mana? Zakaria, Abang Zakaria nak pergi mana? Speaker Abang Dain nak speaker, okay. Abang Dain speaker. Master Sanizal speaker. Abang Zakaria tak ada. Coaching Kaifan nak pergi coaching Kaifan nak pergi coaching. Let me just like put, okay. Dia pergi coaching. Okay, anyone else? Abang Zakaria nak pergi mana bang? Speaker ke nak pergi ni? Nak pergi speaker? Okay, pergi speaker. So you klik je join kat situ. Ada nampak apa? Tekan je dekat situ. Kak Rosmini nak pergi mana Kak Rosmini? Kai Okay. Abang Nain dah pergi speaker. Abang Nain nak pergi speaker. Oh, okay. Alright, so yeah. If you need any help, just like either comment or you just can just like contact me, yeah. Hello kat sini, anybody want any help from me? Just like contact Syams Haini, kita ada Rosli. So if you guys need any kind of like help, you just let me know.
AbangAbu, apa yang ada sekarang ni ya?
Tak, ada dua. Satu speaker. Alright, you want to like get up close and personal dengan speaker, ataupun you nak have a coaching.
Dengan Cik Mostafa dia.
Yes. Ataupun the coaching dengan Amran dengan Dan. If you have any coaching
Okay.
questions, yeah. So which one you
Yeah.
prefer?
So I choose the coaching.
Coaching So coaching, nama you mana tak ada kat sini pula. Ada kejap I put you in coaching. Okay. Nampak tak apa-apa? Just tekan join, nanti you boleh join tu.
I choose join.
Yes, you just join, then you can go into the room lah.
Assalamu alaikum. Oh, I cannot hear.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Okay. Oh, I just left the group
Oh, okay,
because I don't
okay,
know. Can you add me to another group?
okay.
Um,
Oh,
Abu
which group? You want to go any group?
Yeah, Abu Bakr, I
Uh-huh.
think his name, because I don't know other men, so I just
Oh,
want
okay.
to go there. Yeah.
Okay, you want to go to Amran Abu Bakar, is it? Okay,
Yes,
okay. All
please.
right. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Thank
sure.
you.
All right, okay. You can just click the join and you're joining there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right.